Hey everybody, and welcome to the premiere episode of Under the Microscope. This is a new series that we're doing with DJs at the lab, just interviewing them and figuring out what they're all about. Today we're sitting here with Mike Kedzie. How you doing, Mike?
Good, Alex. How are you?
Doing pretty good. It's a beautiful morning out here in Iowa City. It's snowy, cold, kind of what you expect in Iowa. But at least it's a Friday,
Yeah,
right?
it is Friday.
Okay.
Can't complain.
Let's start this shindig off. Mike, what got you interested in being a DJ?
I'd have to point to probably my love of music. Just I love showing new music to friends, whether it's playing it, I play a few instruments, or just showing them a new song that I found on the internet, you know? So just sharing that love of music with the world, I guess.
Excellent. What instruments?
I play a little guitar, harmonica, some percussion stuff. Anything I can get my hands on, basically.
Sounds like we got a young Bob Dylan here. Okay. So, about your show. What's the name of it, and what can listeners expect to hear?
Alright, my show's called The Jam Session, and it airs Tuesday nights on the lab from 8 to 10. It basically focuses on jam bands and improvisational music. I do, sprinkle in some jazz and some classic rock, bands that would have influenced the current jam bands on the scene today.
Nice. Okay. Why should listeners tune into your show out of all the shows that we got going at KRUI?
Well, I'm a senior now. I've been doing this show since my sophomore year, so I guess you'd say I'm a seasoned vet. I know what I'm doing. I make sure that every show is different and unique. Sometimes I'll throw in a theme or however I'm feeling that week. But the main reason is, what else are you going to do on a Tuesday night? Study.
There you have it, folks. What do you do on Tuesday? Okay. So what was the first band that you ever saw live?
I hate to admit this, but the first concert I ever actually went to was in middle school. I saw a ska band named Goldfinger. I don't know if you guys remember.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they had a song like Tony Hawk Pro Skater. It was a good time, but it was just kind of like a kid phase. I was into ska and pop punk and stuff like that. My second show that I ever saw was the first one that I actually consider a real concert that I took with me, and that was Humphreys McGee and the Allman Brothers. I think my freshman year of high school.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what got you to where you are today.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, man. Whenever I hear that Superman song from Goldfinger, I just think of Tony Hawk.
Yeah.
Brings me back. Okay, so you might have kind of alluded to this with Humphreys McGee and bands like that, but what was the best show you've ever seen?
I've been to so many. It's hard for me to select the best. I've done my senior year after I graduated from high school. We went out. The String Cheese Incident was breaking up, so we went out to Colorado and saw 4 shows. Their last 4 shows at the Red Rocks Amphitheater. That was amazing. Spent a week camping out in Colorado, and Red Rocks was definitely the coolest place I've ever seen a show. I saw Fish. They came back to Alpine Valley a couple years ago. That was a lot of fun. Some Humphreys McGee New Year's runs and stuff like that, and a few music festivals like Rothbury Summer Camp. I don't know. Trying to pick my favorite show is probably like asking a parent to pick their favorite kid.
A little unfair, I hear you. Have you ever been to any of the tours like Bonnaroo or Wakarusa?
I've done 10,000 Lakes Festival and Rothbury Music Festival and Summer Camp, but those are the only festivals I've done.
Cool. Yeah, I did Wakarusa one year, and it's just such a crazy experience, seeing
I think
all
everyone
those
should
bands.
do it.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a lot
Go
of
do
fun.
it, kids. All right. Moving on. What artist would you really love to see that you haven't seen, alive or dead?
2 of my favorite artists that I've always wanted to see would be Pink Floyd or Led Zeppelin. Probably lean towards the Floyd, in certain parts of the year, in the winter and stuff, but in the summer I'd probably want to see Zeppelin.
Cool. A little seasonal change.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, so now we're gonna get a little heated. What's the song that you're most embarrassed about on your iPod?
Well, I am a science education major, so I do have a few cheesy science jingles about like evolution or like DNA or something like that I've just like been collecting in case I don't ever want to use in my classroom. But other than that, I sometimes get a hard time from my jam band friends about liking Dave Matthews Band, because for some reason, like in that scene and then like a lot of people at KRUI are big into indie too. They just don't like Dave. I don't know. I just kind of like his songs. He's kind of my guilty pleasure, I guess you could say.
Cool. So in your opinion, what was the best decade for music?
Well, I mentioned Floyd and Zeppelin earlier, so I'd probably have to say the 1970s, or a lot of great music came out of that decade.
That's what a lot of people say. Yeah, I think being musicians, though, I'm a musician also, and you said you were. I think we gotta say that we're gonna make the best decade of music.
Yeah.
Like, we got all the experience from
the
all
next
this.
one,
Yeah.
2010 to 2020.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. So what's the craziest behind the scenes story, or just like something crazy that happened to you while you were DJing here?
Well, like I was telling you earlier, my first shift as a DJ here was 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. on Friday evenings. So, and when I first started here, the station was in Hillcrest Dormitory. So one day when I was doing my show, and there was some like blacked out drunk guy came walking into the studio and just like didn't know where he was, and I just kind of thought it was funny. And told him to get out of there.
Nice. Little security.
Yeah.
Okay, well, any last words today?
Not much. Tune in Tuesdays 8 to 10 on the lab and rock on.
Nice, Mike.
All right. Thanks.
Nice talking with you. You heard it here. This has been the first episode of Under the Microscope, and there's lots more to come, people. So make sure to keep a look on KRUI.FM and on YouTube, because that's where these are going to be. Later.